Back here with Brief Encounters, a much-needed breath of fresh air. Look at the people, the diversity, the personal stories that make up this region, behind the conflict, behind the politics. Leah Balas tonight bringing us the story of one man and his yurt. Hi, Leah.
I love the way you said that, actually.
I'm jealous of his yurt. I've seen it. Looks like a great idea, especially given the news
Perfect
today.
Description to lead us into the story. So we've all had our moments of just getting totally frustrated with everyday urban life. Isn't that right? The hustle, the technology, the rush, the smartphones, exactly. So, and just wanting to disconnect from it all. So our next story is about a guy who decided to do that permanently. His name is Ronen Myroad, which is very ironic because he actually took his own road and decided to leave everything behind, his 10 years of urban life in Tel Aviv, and just give it all up to live on a ecological farm in the south of Israel, just on a little moshav named Nir Moshe. So let's have a window into this guy's world and just see how...
This guy's a very quiet world, I'm sure.
His quiet world,
Let's
exactly. See how he lives. So Ronen, thanks so much for having us in Adamama. We're obviously in a very unique place in Israel. Can you tell me a bit about where we're standing right now?
Sure. It's a farm in the north part of the Negev desert. It's an art and gay community and ecological permaculture community. All of us are gays, we are queers.
You lived an urban life for most of your life, and then all of a sudden you decided to let it all go and move to this region. Why did you make that choice?
I lived all of my life in the city. For the last 10 years I lived in Tel Aviv, mostly with my ex-partner and with my 2 boys. I just realized that I'm just running after my tail all the time without moving forward. So I just thought that I need to stop everything, to take time for myself, go to a peaceful place.
You've been here for 5 months now. Do you feel like you found that sense of peace that you were searching for?
When I arrived here, I understood that I want to be here. I want to stay here. I want to build my new life here. And it's really peaceful, and I have time to do whatever I want. Meditation, yoga, art.
Was it a shock for you when you first came here, coming from the city, everything's hustle bustle? How was that transition?
It wasn't shock. The opposite. I just felt it natural for me. And now when I'm going to Tel Aviv, it's a bit shock for me. How I lived all this time with this noise. Everybody just walking on the streets, looking on their iPhones. There is no connection between people. What's going on with you guys?
So what makes your life different?
I don't need to rush after anything.
Is there anything that you miss about urban life?
At that point, no.
Tell me about significant life improvements that you felt from moving to this place.
Much more relaxed. I can communicate with people easier. I feel much more connected to Mother Earth.
Leah, the stuff he says seems so obvious. Human communication, not everybody is buried in their phones, but it's actually pretty brave. Even extremely brave to do something like that
Exactly.
today.
That was my favorite part about going there, was how enlightened he felt, how enriched he felt about, and he's only been there for a couple of months, and he says he feels just so much more at peace, and you can definitely tell. And I wanted to mention that it's not actually so uncommon what he's doing. 11% of Israelis actually live in rural landscapes, rural lifestyles, and especially now that rent is getting so high in big cities like Tel Aviv, a lot of people are pursuing these alternative lifestyles and looking elsewhere for, you know, this sense of living, this new way to live.
It's amazing to actually be able to exit. It really is like, it's the oldest phrase about a wheel sort of that we're all running on, and to be able to exit that completely. And we all know stress is like the #1 cause of everything these days, so
yeah, that's true.
He's
true.
without that.
And he has 2 kids, just to mention. He has 2 kids, they still live in Tel Aviv, so to leave that behind as well is an additional big step to take and to really say, I'm doing this for me.
It'd be interesting to see what it's like raising kids in that kind of situation where they're born not with video games and smartphones glued to their face all day, but actually
isn't that the goal for all of us?
In a positive environment. It would be. That would be nice. It would be nice for us. I'm sort of jealous. I think I might even consider turning my phone off this evening.
And
just
turning
because
your
of that.
apartment into a yurt.
Yes, that might be more difficult. Leah Balas, thanks very much for this. A great story as always. That's it for us on this edition of Debrief. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Anything you may have missed, find us on Facebook, on Twitter. Write to us for those of you who have not since disconnected your phones after seeing that piece. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.